Hey guys, Figurecraft here, and today we're going to finally get the last issue of shipment 6 out of the way, and then we can finally move on to shipment 7. But this is going to be the build video for Titanic issue 32. So for this, you're going to need your engine room floor that you've done so far. You'll need that. Now see here, we bumped that nut that came off. That's okay. We'll just put that back on. Just like that. And then you're going to need your first reciprocating engine. I'm still waiting for the replacement pipe to come in. I've contacted them about it. They said they're handing it over to their warehouse team. So, not sure what's going on there, but for right now we're still stuck with the bent pipe. So hopefully we receive the replacement. But only time will tell. And we're going to need our issue 32. So let me get the book open. And reading in the issue 32. Okay, so the first step, this is basically engine details and 2 pumps. The first element to be assembled and fitted is the auxiliary engine for the port reciprocating engine. Fit the end peg on engine part A 32J to engine part B 32K. So I'll stop reading it right there and I'll get those parts. So opening up our box 32 and getting out all of our parts that we need, which is a lot here. Set that to the side. We're also going to need our screwdriver set, so be sure that you got that. And from the looks of it in the book, 32J and 32K, those are pipes. So they are not in this bag. So that's not the bag we're looking for. These are screws. We don't need them. Let's see here. Not in there. There's a lot of parts to go through here. So much tiny detail. Okay, so not there. Okay, one's in this bag and the other one's in this bag. Okay. So I found the 2 bags. Let me focus you. I found the 2 bags that have our parts. So let me get you focused down here on my little Tears of the Kingdom mouse pad, because unfortunately we were fighting to get a bag open. Okay, I got the bag open. Let me just grab me a pair of tweezers. You know the tweezers I'm going to go for. The ones we always go for. You going to do your autofocus, or do I got to focus you? ESD 17. We're going for the ESD 17 tweezers, like always. Taking off the cover, putting it in a little bag. I'm going to use these to grab the part I need, which is right there. I'm going to set that down there. And I'm going to close this bag back up until I'm ready for the next part. And then the next part that we need is this little tiny thing right there. That little tiny thing right there. See how small that is? We're going to need that. So, grabbing our next part. Come here, you little booger. And set you down there. Okay. So basically, let me get you down here to the mouse pad where you can see what we're doing. Let me move this little bag out of the way. This engine. Basically, we're taking this little pipe right here, and it has a D shape. And then you're taking this little tiny part right there, and it's also got a D shape. You're basically going to match the D shape with the D shape, and you're going to glue these together. So that's our first parts that we're focusing on right there. So let me see here. Look in my book. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Okay. So, taking our Ultra Gel Control Loctite Super Glue and putting a little bit onto the part, not too much, just a little bit, and then taking our part, finding the D shape, we are going to glue these two parts together, which is not going to be too easy from the looks of it because it's not going to take hold right fast. So we'll have to hold it there a few seconds. Just like that. But you can see that did not take hold right away. But it is on there now. So that is our first two parts put together. Now I'm going to go back to reading in the book. 32K and fit the other two pegs onto part 32J into the sockets in the engine. Part C 32P as indicated. When you are happy with the fit, use a small amount of super glue to hold the parts in place. So now we got to get that big auxiliary engine piece, which is in this bag right here, and it's that thing right there, that big square thing in there. So we're going to get that out right now. Try not to grab any other parts out. Basically that thing. You want that. Okay. So, closing the bag back up. That way that part don't fall out. And basically, from the pictures, we're going to basically take this part we just glued. You can see there's two holes right there in these two pegs. So, let me see here. I already made a mess up. Don't do what I did. I glued that part to that part when it's not supposed to be glued to that one. So, I'm going to go ahead and hurry up and get it off. Okay, got it off. Basically, it has to be glued to this side. Don't do my mess up. Right there. It has to be glued to this side. But bottom line is, basically a saying from the world of Wayne, I make mistakes so you don't have to. Thought there was something a little weird going on there. Okay, now I got the Loctite Power Gel on the part. Now I'm going to put it on the right part. Just like that. That matches perfectly. Oh, thank God I was able to still get that off. Now it's on the correct part. And then these other two pegs right here is what will go there. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on these two pegs. Loctite power gel on them 2 pegs. Taking the part that needs those pegs. And then inserting these parts together to form our auxiliary engine. Making sure that it's good and on there. And there you go. We have now created the auxiliary engine part. And yep, that's correct. Okay, now we're going to take this part that we just created and put it onto the engine. So, take the port reciprocating engine from issue 31. Fit the auxiliary engine, part C, 32P, into the end column of the engine. 2 pegs on the back of part 32P fit into corresponding holes in the column. When you are happy with the fit, glue in place. So basically we're going to now grab our first reciprocating engine, which is right here. We're going to go to the front of the engine where the flywheel is located, and you can see these 2 holes right here. You got one there and you got one there. Don't pay attention to the one that's down here. It's these 2 you want. Basically, this piece is going to line up with those 2 holes like that, and we are now going to glue that onto the engine. So let me grab my tweezers and pull that back off slowly. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply some glue to the pegs. Just like that. And I'm going to grab our engine, locating those holes, and I'm going to apply the part to the engine. Just like that. And now we have our auxiliary engine onto our first reciprocating engine. So that step is now done. Okay, now we're going to move on to step 3. Take the gangway 32V and check how it fits on the port side of the port engine. 4 tabs on the gangway fit into slots in the columns, blue arrows, and a peg on the base of each of the ladders fit into holes in the base, yellow arrows. When you are happy with the fit, glue in place. Okay, so we basically now need to get this, unravel this, and grab our gangway. May have you a little bit too far zoomed in there. I'll zoom you out. And from the looks of it, we're going to have the engine facing this way. And then we got to basically put this gangway on here. You got to look for these 1 slot, 2 slot, 3 slot, 4 slot. And then you have 2 little holes in the engine room floor. And you have these big old square pegs on the gangway. You can see them. And then you have 2 little pegs at the bottom of the steps. So basically you're going to match those 4 square pegs into the engine, and then you're going to basically push the steps into place, and we will need to glue this. So I'll do that first. I'll apply the glue to the square parts of the gangway's pegs. That way when they slot into their corresponding places, they should take hold. So, we are now working on putting these in. There's one in. There's 2, 3, and so on. And now that this gangway is gluing in place, we need to work on getting the little steps into their corresponding holes. So, let's see here, it's back a bit. Try to get this one out of the way back here. I'm trying to see where the holes are. Okay, I see. There's one there. Got that one in. And then this one's a bit far back. Right there. You just heard it click into place. And from the looks of it, let me try to barely pull down on this. Yeah, the gangway's taking hold. So the gangway is now on the engine. It ain't going nowhere. Doing our little test turn. You can see there we're still turning. So we got our first gangway on our first engine now. And it actually lines up with those little steps too. The little step ladder walkways. You can see there. It's lining up perfectly. So that's done. Turning to our next page. We are now going on to step 4. Turn the reciprocating engine so that you can access the starboard side. So we're going to turn our reciprocating engine around this way, it says, so we can access the starboard side. And we're going to be focusing back here. The vapor separator 32L fits against the low pressure cylinder above the pipe 31A. Fit in the previous issue. Check how the pegs fit into holes in the cylinder and glue in place. Okay, so we need basically this piece right here. That's our... What was this thing called again? Hang on a minute. I'm looking in the book to see what this thing is called. Vapor separator. They're calling it a vapor separator. So, you basically got to have it like this. And you're focusing on that peg right there and that peg right there. And if you look on your engine, you have a hole there and a hole there. So those two pegs will basically fit like that right there. And it says we need glue, so I'm only going to apply glue on one peg right now. And then I'm going to try my best to push this thing in place. And pray and hope for the best. Boy, that is a tight fit. One goes in, but one doesn't. It's got to be pushed in there pretty good. Gosh almighty. You really are stubborn. Come on. Go in. Think I got it in the best I'm going to get it in. Yeah, I did. So, we got that in. But now we got this over here that came loose. So, go figure, right? So now I gotta reinsert that. So just give me a few seconds here and let me get this up to my face to see what I'm doing. Because this thing was a pain in the butt last time to get in. And it's going to try its best to be a pain in the butt again. Man, why me? That came loose. So I'm going to have to get toothpick and glue in order to get that to go back. Alright, got the glue on. Now I just got to work this thing back in the hole. Jeez Louise, man. Oh, you little pain. We had to have a stupid pipe come out of place and want to act up and not go back in. Because I'm telling you what, it's fighting me to the nail. It does not want to go back in that slot. And I really ain't got a good stinking place to grip this stinking pipe. Just give me a few seconds here. I'm fighting with a pipe. And when I say fighting, I mean fighting. Dang it. Why don't you want to go in? I don't get it. We have a major situation here. I don't get what this pipe's problem is, but it does not want to go in that engine. No, I failed it. I can't get the pipe to go back into the corresponding hole. It keeps flinging out. It's starting to make me mad. Now where I tried the gluing it in, it's got glue caped in the daggone hole. This is so stupid. I'm starting to get pissed. Majorly. All I want to do is just get this part out of the way. I don't want to be held up by an ignorant pipe. But it looks like we're going to have that little problem. I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm getting upset, but this is getting annoying. Majorly, this is getting annoying. I'm gonna have to dig stinking glue out of the freaking engine. Tell you what. And on top of that, something snapped off in my hand just now. What? That's a stinking pipe that's bent. God. Why me? All on account of putting a stupid cylinder pressure, whatever that thing is, on the side of the engine. It popped this annoying, it's out. Okay, I got it back in there, but I'm going to have to do a thing to where I put glue on the outside of it to hold it in, because there ain't no way I'm pulling that back out. There, I put glue around the outside of it, but that pipe is absolutely annoying to get back in. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. Wasn't expecting to hit any problems. Let's look at this engine now. That one pipe fell off. I'll put it back on in a minute. It'll probably be in my way anyway. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that pipe right there fell off. The bent one. Okay, now what do we got? Oh, Lord have mercy. We got to do another thing. Oh. Fit the peg near the bent end of the valve pipe 32Q into the hole in the top of part 32T. Turn the reciprocating engine round so that you can position the valve control rods 32T against the end column on the port side. 2 pegs on the top of part 32T fit into holes in the end cylinder as indicated. White arrows. At the same time, a peg on the end of the valve rod 32Q fits into a hole in the vapor separator 32L. Red arrow. When you are happy with the fit, glue the pegs in place. Okay, I saw Building with the Boys do this step, and I'm going to take his method because I think it will be easier. Basically, we're going to take this part now, and you see the two things. I dread this because it's right near that part I just now fought to get back in. And I'm going to scream if I pop that pop back out again. But anyway, these 2 pegs have to go into them 2 corresponding holes right there. And this is not going to be by any means the easiest thing to do. I can already tell that. Basically like that, and then you see the 2 pegs have to push in. But this comes at a high risk of breaking this. Hopefully it goes in okay. Just about there. Okay, I think I got it in. I don't ever see that pulling back out because that was very snug to get in there. But I am going to have to glue the pipe that goes from here over to there. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Let me sit that down. Goodness, the video's already at 30 minutes and something just for me fighting with that pipe. That proves that this is going to be a long video. 2-part video probably. But I was fighting with that stinking pipe. Please no more problems. Okay. So we need this curved pipe. And I'm going to go ahead and put Loctite Ultra Gel Control onto this peg. Right there at the end. And on this peg. Right there at the end. And then I'm going to take the engine. Now this basically is going to go like this. So I'm going to fit one end of the peg there. Just like so. Which it looks like that thing's probably too far pushed in. Here we go again with another problem. Or can I get it? Let me see. Yeah, like that. Never mind. We got it. And then push that there. Like that. So you can see there. That pipe attaches to that little piece right there on the engine. And these are already gluing. So you can see there, we got that in now. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Slowly. Okay, now we're going to our next step, which is step 6. The reversing gear, 32U, fits on the port side of the port reciprocating engine. A peg at the base of part 32U fits in a hole in the base, indicated when you are happy with the fit, glue in place. So the same part of the engine that we're on right now, and we need this part right here. This is